Hola gente, aquí con un nuevo video para el canal, esta vez con Stanley Parable, creo, ¿no? Bien, este juego raro. En los comentarios de Steam vi que decían todos que era raro, que era ah, raro, ¿no? La palabra correcta. Pero bueno, vamos a comenzar. Iniciar partida. Never is the end. Is never the end. Este juego que creo que es que este juego rompe la cuarta pared, ¿no? Bien, vamos a ver. No conozco nada del juego, solo vi algunos comentarios y nada más.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
Simple.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Ja, 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 ja. ¿Vieron lo que dijo el narrador? Bien. Ya estábamos comenzando. Ya la sensibilidad está fuerte. A ver. Vamos a bajarle configuración. Campo de visión. Sensibilidad de la cámara. ¿Dónde está? Aquí está. No. Escuchen cómo suena, mira. No ve que raro se escucha. Bien. Bien, a ver. Atrás. De anudar partida. Bien. ¿Dónde está? Bien, gente, vamos a comenzar.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could
What
it mean?
the?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Mira lo que dice el lanzador. Es como si supiera lo que estoy haciendo. ¿Hay alguien aquí? Hola. No, nada de nada. Aquí hay un documento, pero no puedo alzarlo. No. Vamos. No, no puedo.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Míralo. Me está observando el narrador. Bien, dijo la sala de reuniones, ¿no? A ver, yo creo que es por aquí. No.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
¿Qué? Cruzó la izquierda, dice. O sea... A ver, vamos. O desobedezco. A ver, vamos. No, no se puede. Este nadador con sus historias, como si supiera, como si me estaría viendo. ¿O hay cámaras? No, más que eso parece como si viera el
Yet
futuro,
there was
¿no?
not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Mira lo que está diciendo. ¿Acaso ves el futuro?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Subió, dice, ¿no ve? Ajá.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
Estoy soñando.
Oh, what a relief.
Todo esto es un sueño.
To have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
¿A dónde tengo que ir? No lo sé. ¿Y por qué esta voz está hablando dentro de mí?
Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control. that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over.
Ya me cansé de este
Let me go
sueño.
back to my job.
Quiero que se termine.
Let me continue pushing the buttons.
Déjame volver a mi trabajo.
Please.
Déjame
It's all I
seguir
want.
presionando los botones.
I want my
Por favor.
apartment
Es
and my
todo lo que
wife
quiero.
and my
Quiero mi
job.
apartamento y mi
All I
esposa
want
y
is
mi
my
trabajo.
life exactly
Lo
the
único
way
que
it's
quiero
always
es mi
been.
vida, como ha sido
My
siempre.
life is normal. I
Mi
am
vida es
normal.
normal, yo soy normal.
Everything
Todo
will be fine.
va a estar bien.
I am okay.
Estoy bien.
Stanley began
Ya
screaming.
decía yo que este
Please,
juego
someone wake me up.
Era
My name is
raro.
Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please,
Míralo.
just someone tell me I am real.
¿Qué?
I
¿Y
must
ahora
be
qué?
real. I must be.
¿Y
Can
ahora qué?
anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Mira.
This is the story of a woman
Esto.
named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for
Y
just a
aunque
few
pronto daría
brief
la vuelta
moments,
para ir a
she
llamar a una
considered the
ambulancia.
strange
Por
man.
unos breves instantes,
He was obviously
Marielle
crazy.
pensó que
This
ese
much she
hombre era
knew.
extraño.
Everyone
Era
knows
obvio
what
que estaba
crazy people
loco,
look
de
like.
eso estaba
And in
segura.
that moment,
Todo el mundo
she
sabe
thought
qué
to
aspecto
herself
tienen
how
los
lucky she
locos.
was to
Y en
be
ese momento
normal.
pensó en
I
la
am
suerte que
sane.
tenía de ser
I
normal.
am in control of
Estoy
my
cuerda,
mind.
tengo el control de
I
mi
know
mente,
what is
sé lo
real
que es real
and
y
what
lo que
isn't.
no.
It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way,
Era
seeing this man
reconfortante
made her
pensar en
feel
eso.
better.
Y en cierto
But then
modo
she
ver a
remembered
este
the
hombre
meeting
me
she
hizo
had scheduled
sentirme
for that
mejor.
day.
Pero
The
después
very
recordó
important
la
people
reunión
whose
que había
impressions
programado
of her
para
would
él,
affect her
con gente muy
career,
importante,
and by
cuya opinión
extension,
sobre
the
ella
rest of
afectaría
her
su
life.
carrera.
She had
Por
no
lo
time
tanto,
for
el resto de
this,
su vida.
so it was only a moment
No
that
tenía
she
tiempo
stood
para
there,
esto, así que solo
staring
permaneció
down
un
at the
momento
body,
ahí mirando el
and then
cadáver.
she turned and ran.
Después gritó y salió corriendo. Vaya historia más rara. No, ¿qué sería? Este nadador lo sabe todo, lo ve todo. ¿Qué? Y estoy otra vez en mi oficina. O yo soy la...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Mira. Otra vez. Vamos a subir donde el
When
director
Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
cruzó la de la izquierda, ¿no? Bien. Nadador.
Yet
Que
there
ve
was not
todo
a single
el
person
futuro,
here
¿no?
either. Feeling a wave of
Otra vez
disbelief,
estamos entrando
Stanley
en
decided to
un
go up to his boss's
bucle,
office.
¿no?
Hoping, coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
¿Qué? Miren a esa imagen. Donde el jefe tenemos que ir, pero quiero ver si hay algo más.
Stepping into his manager's
Que
office,
pueda buscar.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
Secret.
But of course, Stanley couldn't
Okay.
possibly have known this.
2, 8, 4, 5. No,
Stanley
2,
just sat
8,
around twiddling
4,
his... Yet incredibly,
5.
by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the
Y
correct code
como super
by
código si
sheer
no lo
luck.
supiera. ¿Qué es
Amazing.
esto? No
He stepped
entiendo.
into the newly opened passageway.
¿Y ahora qué? No tengo ni una linterna. What the fuck con este juego? Es rarísimo que rompe la cuarta pared.
Descending
Nah,
deeper
ni
into the
eso.
building,
¿Qué
Stanley
es eso?
realized he
Mira,
felt a
el
bit
nadador.
peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Mind Control Facility. Me dice que entre a escape. Veremos qué sucede. Haremos caso al nadador. No, está muy oscuro. Vámonos. Y esto.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yo, ¿acaso tenía la fuerza para descubrirlo? Qué raro. ¿Quién es este nadador que cuenta mi vida? ¿No ve?
Now the
cámara.
monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building,
Oh.
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Tantos códigos de Stanley, ¿no ve? O sea, yo.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be
Control
true.
mental era
Had
demasiado
Stanley really been
espantoso
under
como para
someone's control
creerlo.
all this time?
Es
Was this the
verdad,
only reason
Stanley
he
había
was
estado
happy
bajo
with
el
his boring
control.
job? That
Este era
his
el único motivo
emotions had
por
been
lo que era feliz
manipulated
con
to
su trabajo.
accept it
Habían
blindly?
manipulado sus emociones para que aceptara a ciegas.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't
Se negaba a
accept it.
creerlo.
His
No
own
podía
life in
aceptarlo.
someone else's control.
Su propia vida
Never.
controlada por otro.
It was unthinkable. Wasn't it?
Never.
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent
Miren
his entire
esto.
life utterly blind
¿Qué
to the world?
demonios pasa aquí? ¿Qué es esto?
But here was the proof. The heart of the
Controlado
operation.
soy
Controls
por una
labeled with
máquina.
emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking,
Mind
eating,
control,
working, all of it
status
monitored
of
and
life.
commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery
cómo lo
would
manejo?
never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
¿Y cómo me desmantelo? ¿Esto? ¿Qué? Hay demasiados botones. Míralo. ¿Qué hacemos? Desmantelar, dice, ¿no ve? ¿Es esto? Console disable. Dos. Uno. aquí hay unas escaleras. Ah, no, están cerradas. Están cerradas. Aquí abajo podemos bajar y allá podemos ir. ¿Qué es? No. ¿Qué es esto? Mira. ¿Dónde tenemos que ir entonces? Díganmelo. ¿Qué es esto? 5. ¿Qué hay aquí? Might control it lay away.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires.
No.
Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that?
4.
You'd like to know where your co-workers
tengo que presionar los botones.
A moment of solace before you're obliterated.
A ver, ¿dónde está?
Anyway, I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them.
1.
I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? One solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it
35, 30. Joder. System
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending.
30 segundos hasta una gran explosión.
Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice.
Maldita sea.
Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Joder, gente, no lo entiendo. Maldita sea el narrador que cuenta sus... Ni siquiera... ¿Qué es que lo que tengo que hacer? ¿Una bomba? Tenemos que estallar. ¿Cómo es esto posible? ¿Qué tengo que hacer? Digan. De Stanley Parable. Mira, otra vez. Otra vez. En el mismo lugar. Míralo. Otra vez. ¿Qué tengo que hacer? Maldita sea.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Otra vez.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Joder. Y este bucle que tiene. No lo entiendo.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Míralo.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No me falles ahora.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Cargando.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
¿Qué? Mira,
No,
mira lo que ha hecho.
Not the right.
Mira.
Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Damn it.
Now, let's see. We went down, right, left, down,
No
left,
soy tu marioneta.
right.
¿Qué estás haciendo?
Yep. Okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Maldita sea.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
No. Otra vez no. Míralo. Maldita sea. Ya basta.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Basta.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
Mira
memo.
otra vez. Estamos en un bucle.
When Stanley...
A ver, vamos.
Wait, what? No, I restarted.
Okay.
I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, Did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
¿Cuál puerta? ¿Cuál es la correcta? Vamos. Son demasiadas puertas.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Mira. Ay, no puede ser. Otra vez en el mismo lugar.
What did it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Huh? No puede ser esto así. Y no hay puertas. No.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Va a aparecer una puerta de la nada. ¿Qué? No pasa nada. ¿Y ahora dónde? No lo sé. ¿Dónde tenemos que ir? ¿Hacia dónde? Vaya, ¿dónde tenemos que ir?
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
¿Qué demonios?
Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time, I have to restart.
Reiniciar otra vez. Míralo. No.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line. Just follow the line. How simple is that? You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, Are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
What?
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
¿Dónde es el camino ahora? No. Por aquí vinimos. No hay camino. No hay dónde es. No, solo estaríamos
this
volviendo.
fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
No puedo pasar. What the fuck? ¿Qué tenemos que hacer? What is this? Dice. No, gente, no lo entiendo.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us?
Míralo.
And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through,
Míralo.
No, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Otra vez. ¿Qué? Gente, no lo sé. No lo sé cuál es el camino. Bien, lo vamos a dejar hasta aquí. Si el video te ha gustado, no olvides darle like, suscribirte, activar la campanita. Así me ayudas un montón. Conmigo será en un próximo video. A ver si podemos ganarlo, ¿no? En un próximo video. Juego raro con su narrador que lo ve todo, lo sabe todo. Bueno, sin más me despido. Un saludo y bye.